Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Today we will see about the layers and layered architecture of cloud computing and the types of clouds that we have and what are the services that we will be getting out of this cloud computing. These we will be seeing. Yeah. Coming to the layered architecture, here the name itself indicating that we will be having several layers which will provide certain functionalities. That is, in general, we can understand from the heading. Yeah, layered reference model in the sense it is like we have OSA reference model, TCP/IP reference model. These things, what it will indicate, it will give an abstraction that what is the functionality that we have to achieve out of those layers. By integrating all those layers, we will be able to construct a network. That is what we'll be achieving by using OSA model or TCP/IP model. In the same way, here also layered reference model we have for provide building a cloud. Okay, what are those layers? What are those layers of functionality that we'll be seeing? Okay, basically it is an abstraction for whatever the functionalities that we will be providing. It's just like a reference thing. Okay. Yeah. So here in this, as we discussed about the virtualization layer, similar to that, we will be having a middleware which will manage actual physical resources and the virtual machines that we will be deploying. Okay, some middleware we will be having. So now we will be seeing what are the services that we will be having. Here you see the rightmost column in the diagram, rightmost column. Here these are the services. Here computer servers we are having, data storage, firewall, load balancer. These are the functionalities. Next, these are what you call resources we can say. Next, programming languages, frameworks, editors, structured data. These all are the resources we will be providing at next layer. In the next layer, we'll be providing some office suites, video processing software. So these kind of things will be providing as services. So now here, if you understand, if you segregate these all things, it is like infrastructure, that is hardware resources, physical hardware resources we will be considering as cloud infrastructure. Okay, now next, cloud platform, which refers to the programming language editors or some frameworks like IDEs or anything, those we can consider as platforms. Okay, next, applications in the sense like Google Doc, we have some video processing. Suppose if you wanted to edit a video or some image, you have to edit to particular size or particular resolution, all these things. Those are the applications which we are providing through cloud. Okay, now we are having cloud infrastructure, cloud platform, cloud applications. Now coming to the managers, that is virtual managers, which will be managing these things, these services. Here you consider the second column in this diagram. Here we are having whatever the cloud infrastructure that we have. In order to manage or to access this infrastructure, we will be having a software called virtual infrastructure manager. This is a software which will be able to allocate servers or storage or some sort of network functionality also will be achieving through this virtual infrastructure manager. Okay, next coming to the second one, that is cloud platform. This will be managed by the software component called cloud development environment. Next, cloud application. These will be managed or accessed through web server. Any server we can any browser. Sorry, any browser we can make use to access these cloud applications. Now, coming to the first column in this diagram, that is whatever the infrastructure that we are providing as the service, that we will refer as IaaS. What does it mean is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. That is IaaS. The diagram also you can identify that there are servers, some storage exist. Those we are trying to provide as the service. That is nothing but infrastructure as a service. What is the accessing point for this one is virtual infrastructure manager. This will manage entire cloud infrastructure. Next, coming to the second one, that is cloud development environment. By using this, we will be able to access cloud platform. That is like how any of you know about online GDB, onlinegdb.com? Yes, any of you know about it? Please respond now. Just I'll try to show you onlinegdb.com. Here, if you see, this is actually a cloud platform where the compiler and editor, these all things are provided. It's like a C program we can write in this particular one without installing anything in our computer. We could able to run it. Okay, suppose yeah, C program is available here, just sample thing. Now directly we can run it. Then we could able to get the here the language selection is C. Okay, yeah. Now we can run. Then we have got the output. Let us see. Run. So directly without installing any software, we could able to write the program. That is editor we are able to get, and we could able to run the program. Okay, this is a service, right? So what service we are getting out of this is platform as a service. But it programming language environment we are getting those frameworks, editors, all these things are available as cloud platform. If you provide this one as the service, that we can say it as platform as a service. Got it? Yes. Next, we are having applications like Office suites. You consider Google Docs or anything that we can access through browser directly. Like some softwares in general will be we require MS Word or some such kind of things. Yeah, here you see docs.google.com. Then we could able to create blank document like MS Word software, which we will be which we need to install in our system. Without that only we could able to write here, create documents and all, and those all functionalities like word processing functionalities will also be available here. Here you see all these things without installing anything, we could able to utilize such kind of thing. We can say it as software as a service. Got it? Software as a service we could able to utilize without installing anything in our computer. Okay, through web browser we could able to access it. So this is a cloud computing stack that is in the reference model. Will be having cloud infrastructure as one layer, cloud platform as another layer, cloud applications as another layer. Who will be managing these? Virtual infrastructure manager, cloud development environment, and the web browser respectively. Next, the services which we will be providing are referred as infrastructure as a service when it comes to cloud infrastructure. cloud, when we are providing cloud platform as the service, then we can say it as platform as a service. Next, when we provide applications as a service, then we can say it as software as a service. Okay, these are the types of services that we will be providing, and it is a layered stack. That is a layered reference model, which is proposed by this researcher called Bhuya. He is a Indian um, scientist who is an expert in this cloud computing area, and of course he is working in Australia as a senior scientist, senior professor. Yeah. Next, coming to the services, of course, we have seen this software as a service, platform as a service, then infrastructure as a service. Here in these diagrams, if you observe, infrastructure as a service, this entire thing, like we are having servers, all these things, so many people could able to utilize for their purposes. Okay, utilize these hardware resources for their purposes. Next, coming to platform as a service, here we are having several what you call language platforms, editors, all these things are available. Those we can use, that we can call it as platform as a service. Next, coming to software as a service, here what is the thing is some softwares we will be make available over internet. It's like without installing anything in our computer, we could able to utilize those softwares. Such kind of thing we can say it as software as a service. Okay, these are the service models. Next, here this diagram will give you a very good understanding of entire this um, things about what we have discussed so far. Here you see networking, that is some switches or cables, all these things will be having. Storage will be having. Don't consider any other thing, just whatever I am saying that you follow. Storage, servers, these three we can say it as a physical resources, isn't it? Physical resources. Virtualization layer we are having. Okay, some sort of illusion it could able to create, or service it could able to provide through this virtualization. Okay, just keep this one aside. Next, operating system. On top of these servers, physical resources, will be having an operating system in order to utilize these resources. That is what the functionality of operating system, right? Operating system service. There are several services offered by operating system, like memory management, IO management, resource allocator. We can consider operating system as a resource allocator. These all are the functionalities of a operating system. So in normal computer also we'll be having these things, right? Server, of course, if you consider some built-in what you call standalone server which you can able to install in your own computer, then these all things we can consider as one particular system. It's like in one system itself we could able to install, we can able to have, we can able to have storage and some server software. Okay, servers, then operating system will, we can have middleware, then some runtime environment, data, and some applications. These all things we can have in one system. Okay, in our premises only we can have. Okay, these all things we can manage according to the requirement. But if you don't have proper infrastructure which is required, then we can go for infrastructure as a service. Try to understand, if you don't have necessary infrastructure with us, or we cannot afford the infrastructure which we require um, deploying all those things in our premises, then there is a provision to avail those as infrastructure as a service. Okay, what we will be getting here is these servers, storage, networking, all these things will be managed by some other people. Okay, and will be provided by some other people, and just we need to have some operating system, that is our own operating system will be having, and these data applications, all these things we will be having. This we can consider as infrastructure as a service. Okay, next, if you don't have this runtime also. That is, suppose we wanted to write a program, okay, and compile it. That program has to be run on some particular server by utilizing or by accessing some storage. Okay, this is the requirement. We don't have server. We don't have that storage. Then we can depend on other the cloud which is providing these services. Okay, it's fine. But we don't have compiler also to compile that program. Compiler also we don't have. Then we can go for platform as a service. That is, sometimes buying a compiler will also be a what you call a costliest thing. Okay, buying a computer, it's like a MATLAB kind of thing. If you consider, now we cannot afford for single for limited usage. We cannot afford to buy that software. Instead of that, we could able to hire that for some days. For limited access, we could able to hire for some months or days, something like that we could do. So such kind of thing you can consider as platform as a service. Okay. Next, here what is the thing that we are managing here is just applications and data we will be managing. Remaining all things will be provided by the cloud. Next, coming to the next one, that is even applications also we don't have. Applications in the sense like MS Word application, MS Office application. That is an application. Video processing, video, suppose video cutter kind of thing, or audio cutter, or video audio mixing software. These all things are the applications. Okay, even those applications also we don't have with us. Then we will be using the cloud to provide, which will provide those applications as well. Like you consider, suppose WhatsApp is there. In the WhatsApp we are trying to share a video which we have captured in our mobile. Okay, we wanted to send, but in that video, whatever the audio we have, we don't want that audio. For that, actually what we will be requiring is some app or some sort of application which will separate that video and audio, and only video file we should get. Okay, this is the application. So for this application we require for this requirement we require an application, but we don't have a license to use that particular application. Then we can go for internet, and there we will upload this file. Then we will be getting the our required service, like we will be getting the video without audio. Such kind of applications we can provide as the service. Okay, that we can consider as software as a service. Got it? So here in this particular example we are not bothering about where that particular video file will be stored after uploading to the web, where it will be stored, who will be managing, how it will be done, like how that video and audio will be separated. These all things we don't need to bother. Just what is the requirement, just we have to get a video without audio. So such kind of service we could able to provide by using this cloud platform. Okay, cloud applications that we can consider as software as a service. Okay, so this diagram will give you entire idea about what are these services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. What are the things that we will be managing, and what are the things we will be depending upon the cloud to get work done. Okay. This is about the services. Next, here if you consider this software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, in this what are the things that we will be managing? Like here we will be having certain billing things or premium CDN content data network, content delivery networks, custom packaging. These all are provided by software as a service. Okay, next, app development we could do, auto scaling and clustering we could do, automation we can do. These all are platform as a service. These are the services, some example services we can say. And infrastructure as a service, here we will be able to create a container, some containers, virtual machines, and network storage. All these things we could able to offer through this infrastructure as a service. Okay, so now if you consider software as a service, these all are some examples. What we can say, applications where we could able to observe this software as a service. These services are provided by these companies. Okay, and platform as a service. These are the examples. Next, infrastructure as a service. These are the examples. Try to understand here software as a service. These things, if you explore these just for 5 minutes, then you could able to understand this software as a service more in more detail. Okay, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. This is about service models. Next, coming to in this one, you see the below diagrams. Okay, below figures. Here we are having an auditorium where instructor or some slide is being presented. Okay, if you observe, some slide is being presented, presenting some information. Then this information can be utilized, can be grasped by any of these people. Okay, if someone wants to listen to the class only to the presenter, then they could avail that. Someone has to feel suppose the air condition which is available here, that whatever the service it is being offered, services which are available, those they can utilize based upon their requirement. Okay, next, here if you see, it is like one-to-one delivery. It's like whatever the thing he wants to tell, that he can tell. That is another scenario. Here the mixed one in the sense, here whatever the things they wanted to take, that they can take, and individual what you call some private space will also be there. Okay, these are the three scenarios. Now coming to the services, are the what kind of clouds that we are talking about. The same scenarios, if you apply for cloud, what kind of services will be having is, suppose we are having a cloud like Amazon is providing some cloud. Okay, that anyone can able to utilize that particular cloud service. Anybody can able to utilize over internet. It is being provided, so anyone can able to use it by paying some money or for free, something like that. So such kind of cloud we call it as public cloud. Public cloud, or we can say internet cloud. Public or internet cloud. What is the what you call operation or functionality of this particular cloud is, cloud services will be available for all. Okay, if key is authenticated, then you could able to utilize that service. Okay, that is basically public cloud functionality or operation. Next, coming to the second scenario, here we will be having our own data center. Let us say in IFHE, we will be having one data center for FST. For FST, we are having one data center that can be utilized by the people of FST exclusively. Okay, such kind of environment we can say it as private cloud or enterprise cloud. This is second one, where we could able to run. Here you see cloud computing model run within a company's own data center or infrastructure for internal partners use. Okay, this is about private cloud. Public cloud means anybody could able to access. Yeah, public cloud means anybody could able to access. Those are available for all the users if they subscribe it. That's it. whereas a private cloud means it is limited to some organizations, organization people. Okay, it's like a local data center. Okay, next coming to uh, another one. Actually, in addition to these three, one more thing is there, that is community cloud. Community cloud in the sense, let us say for FST we are having a data center. For IBS we have another one. For law college we have another one. Like this, we are having several data. Instead of that, if you provide a cloud which is having common requirements, some common functionality, some common policies, such kind of cloud we can say as community cloud. It's like IBS people will be having some policies which are common to FST as well. Then we can have common cloud where FST people and IBS people be able to utilize that. Okay, such kind of cloud we can say it as community cloud. Okay, next, or you can consider suppose Infosys campus in Hyderabad. If you consider, there are two campuses. One data center if you establish, those two could able to utilize it, but because they will be having common policies. Although there are two different branches, they will be having their own what you call some common policies will be having. So we can have community cloud, which is common to both the campuses. Similarly, another type of thing is hybrid. Hybrid in the sense this public and private. So we'll be having some part as public, private cloud, some part as public cloud. That means in general, hybrid cloud means we'll be having some private environment, private infrastructure, which can be utilized by the people in the organization only. But if at all some additional functionality required, some additional storage, let us consider, then through this particular private cloud, we could able to access the public cloud. Then we can say such kind of cloud are hybrid or mixed cloud. Try to understand, we are having some private infrastructure. Okay, but sometimes we may require additional storage. Then we can depend upon the public cloud services as well. Such kind of thing we can say it as hybrid cloud. Okay, so these are the types of clouds. Here you can see public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, so now in this public cloud, what are the features that we will be getting is elasticity. Elasticity in the sense we can grow the storage, we can grow the computational power if it is required. Okay, that is the functionality of the characteristic of a cloud. We have seen earlier itself this elasticity functionality that we will be getting in public cloud. Next, utility pricing. Well, how much ever we will be accessing, that only we could pay. Okay, if you don't want that, then we can able to stop without paying. Okay, that is what without paying in this. Suppose if you don't want to pay, then we can stop our subscription. That is what the utility pricing. How much ever we utilize, that only we can pay. Coming to the private cloud, we are having total control on this particular cloud services infrastructure. Okay, that flexibility we will be having in private cloud. And this community cloud in the sense, it's like some shared policies, common policies we can impose, so that it's like collaboratively we could establish some data center which is common for several organizations, that we can say it as community cloud. Okay, these are the types of clouds and their characteristics that we meet. Yeah, here this is the intersection of both. Now private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, these things we have seen, and these are the services out of these type out of any cloud, uh, what you call any cloud environment. Now these are the examples which are providing software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service through these private cloud or public cloud or hybrid clouds. Okay, these are the private clouds which are offering these services. These are the public clouds which are offering these services. Hybrid clouds which are offering these. Okay, just I will discuss this one thing like WebEx. You know this WebEx. What does it mean? For what purpose we'll be using this WebEx? It's like alternative to this Google Meet, right? Google Meet or GoToMeeting we have, Zoom we have. These all are several softwares which are provided over internet. Okay, although we don't have WebEx or GoToMeeting in our computer, we could able to utilize the services which are being offered. Do you have idea about it? WebEx or GoToMeeting, or you can say Google Meet also, of course. Are we having any software installed in our computer in order to connect through Google Meet? Yes or no? Please respond. Are we having are we need to install any software in order to connect through Google Meet? Actually, we no need to install any software in order to connect through Google Meet or even WebEx, even GoToMeeting also. But how we could able to access is by using web browser. We have seen earlier in the first table, web browser is the interface, accessing point. Okay, through that we could able to get this software as a service. Next, coming to platform as a service. What we will be using here is platform as a service. Here again, these are the examples where we will be getting the environment where we could write our programs and run it. All this such kind of platform we will be getting as the service. Next, infrastructure as a service, VMware, OpenStack, CloudStack. These all are examples for private cloud which are being offered these services. Next, coming to public cloud. Google apps we can consider as all Google apps we can consider as public cloud, which are being provided by public cloud, and what those are offering is software as service, like Google Docs, Google Sheets we have, Google Slides we have. These all we can consider as software as service, and this is public cloud. Okay, similarly platform as a service, these are the examples: Microsoft Azure, VMware, on this. Next, Amazon EC2, these all are infrastructure as a service. Okay, next, a hybrid cloud, we have these examples. Okay, next, coming to the distributed features of a cloud, here we have seen this, right? Self-service, in the sense it could able to provide its own interface. Okay, in its own interface, where the custom requirements of users could able to serve. Okay, this is kind of features that we need to have, or we can say some sort of characteristics that we need to have for a cloud. Next, per usage metered and billed, in the sense pay-per use. We have seen this in other words like pay-per-use. It's like how much time we'll be utilizing the cloud services. Up to that time, we could able to pay. Okay, if you don't want to use those, then we can release those resources such that we no need to pay for those cloud resources. That is what per usage metered and billed. This is another feature of a cloud. And elastic. Suppose we are using, we have hired some infrastructure or the software or some platform. Next, we wanted to extend it, but that is, we require some additional resources. Then we could able to we could able to extend it. Okay, suppose we have hired some 100 what you call 100 GB data. Suppose we want 50 GB more, then there should be a provision to add that 50 GB data to it. Okay, that is elastic. Next, another one is Suppose 100 GB we have hired, okay, we have taken for rent is 100 GB, but that out of those 100 GB, we require only 50 GB now. Okay, remaining 50 GB we can release it. There should be a provision to release that resources which are not required for the present use. Okay, that is the nature called elastic. Next, customizable in the sense their own applications they could able to run and they could able to manipulate that virtual machines according to their requirement. That is what customizable. Okay, these are the desired features of a cloud. Next, of course, these are the services that we will be getting out of this cloud infrastructure. What are the built-in functionalities that we need to incorporate in a cloud while developing a cloud? Like virtualization support, we should able to provide self-service on-demand resource provisioning. This more or less we have discussed this one in the previous slide. Self-service on-demand resource provisioning, multiple backend hypervisors. Hypervisors are nothing but virtual machine monitors, which will give the functionality for virtualization layer. Such kind of thing we should able to provide. Next, storage virtualization, interface to public clouds, virtual networking. These all are the things that we need to provide while creating a cloud infrastructure. Next, dynamic resource allocation, reservation and negotiation mechanism. In the sense, suppose one user comes to suppose we are the cloud providers. Let us consider some users comes to us and they will be asking, this is the required article required environment that we want, this is the storage requirement, this is the computational power requirement, like this. Then we should able to tell what is the cost that will be incurred for the required amount of period. Okay, such kind of negotiation we should able to do. That negotiation mechanism we should have, and those resources after negotiation, if it is fixed, then those should be reserved for certain users. It's like cloud can be utilized by anyone, means someone hide some storage means that should not be allocated for other people, right? So such kind of reservation we should have. So such these are the management issues while building cloud infrastructure. High availability and data recovery, in the sense it's like suppose we have provided some storage as a cloud service. Okay, storage as a service. Now it, it's like suppose if he wants to extend it, then he should able he should feel that how much ever he wants, that much storage capacity we could able to provide as a cloud. Such kind of flexibility we should able to create for a user. Okay, that is high availability. Next, data recovery. In some system crash or anything, some data may be lost. Okay, in that particular case we should able to recover the data through replicating the data. It's like one database if we are maintaining, if you maintain another copy of it, even if it is crashed, then now we could able to get back our data from the backup device. Okay, that is we should have a mechanism to recover the data in such a way that it's like we have two storages will be updating here, but time to time we should update in this particular storage as well. Okay, these all things should be managed in the cloud. Okay. Next, these are some of the challenges or risks that we have while building cloud. Okay, or to maintain the cloud. Security, privacy, and trust. This is a very, very, very important challenge to be addressed in cloud, because the same storage, the same hardware device will be allocating for more than one user. Okay, some part of it, it's like 100 GB. If we have as the storage, 20 GB will allocate for someone, 40 GB for another one, 30 GB for another one, like that we could allocate. Then others could would be trying to access the data which is not belongs to them. That is what can be happened. In that particular case, the privacy we should able to create, others should not access, and the people who are authenticated, those people only should access. Such kind of things we should provide. This is very big challenge in the cloud environment actually. Security, privacy, and trust. Next, data lock-in and standardization. Here it's like how we will be maintaining the data, the on what basis we could able to modify it, on what basis we could able to delete it. These all things should be standardized so that the data can be preserved correctly. Next, availability, fault tolerance, and disaster recovery. These are things, the names itself you could able to understand. Availability, fault tolerance, in the sense, even though one particular CPU failed, we could able to continue our uh, vertical execution without any lagging. Okay, that is what a fault tolerance. Even though one particular system failed, we could able to provide the same service by using some other service without noticing to the end user or the guest. That is what fault tolerance. Next, resource management and energy efficiency. Of course, this is a primary thing. Okay, these are the challenges that and risks that we have in cloud computing. Okay, this is about uh, the types of clouds and the things that we see. Just in 2 minutes, I will try to revise. Just here we have seen layered architecture. We have 3 layers: cloud infrastructure, cloud platform, cloud applications. These all things will be provided some services. Those we call it as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Next, here in this we will be providing certain abstraction. Okay, and in the first one we are having all the things in our premises itself. That is everything we should able to have and we should manage. Suppose if infrastructure, for infrastructure, if you depend on the cloud, that we can say it as infrastructure as a service. In addition to the infrastructure, if you depend on the runtime also, that is compilers or editors kind of things, then we can say that kind of service we say it as platform as a service. If you depend on everything, like even applications also we don't have in our system, data also we don't have in our system, then we can say that one as software as a service. In addition to infrastructure and the runtime environment, everything we are depending upon the cloud. Example for software as a service is the Google Doc, we can say. Okay, next we have seen examples for these next 4 types of services, clouds. Okay, those are public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud. Okay, we can say three types of clouds: public, private, community. Next, what are the private clouds which are offering software as a service, software as service, platforms as service, infrastructure as service? This table will give you some examples regarding this classification. Next, these are the desired features of cloud: self-service, per usage meter, that is pay per use, elastic, and customizable. Next, these are some of the issues that we need to consider while managing that cloud infrastructure, and challenges and risks. Finally, here these are the challenges that we will be having while building a cloud, while setting up a cloud computing environment. Okay, this is about yeah.